Free Speeches for me is, I think, a great project, and it's really empowering young advocates of free speech to be able to stand up and make the arguments about why free speech is important in 2019 in the UK and around the world. I think freedom of expression now feels perhaps more important than it has for a long time. I think the political climate is often difficult for a lot of people who have opinions that they want to express. I think plainly there has been an uptick in violence against people, journalists and other people, for views that they've expressed. And I think sometimes the climate we see on social media is one very much of polarisation and of bullying, frankly.
I think what we need now is there are people who are very angry, very disenfranchised, very disillusioned with the political process, with the way society is ordered. And it's very important that they speak, that they don't say there's no point saying anything, so I'll sit and feed my anger and feed my hatred. I really feel that these are the people that we need in a conversation, and feel that they need to be given the tools to articulate their thoughts and concerns and then share them and be listened to and have that feeling that they're being listened to and taken seriously.
It's incredibly important to do this kind of work, and I'm so grateful to Index on Censorship for having organized it, because all survey data as well as much anecdotal information indicates that support for and understanding of free speech principles is really faltering, particularly among younger people. That's the negative side. The positive side is that information and studies really indicate that gaining a knowledge of free speech principles and the benefits of free speech enormously increases support for free speech.
So I'm one of the mentors to one of the young people on this project, a woman called Rhiannon. So I met her and some of the other young people yesterday at Index for a really great session discussing why it is that free speech is important, what are the arguments that people would come up against free speech, and why it's a contentious issue, but one very much worth fighting for.
Yeah. But to choose a religion, that's a conscious choice.
Agreed.
You don't make a conscious choice to be gay. So there's a huge difference then.
So I hope the participants will end this programme feeling more confident about how they can explain why freedom of expression is important, because I think it can be sometimes difficult when you are arguing often for people's rights to say things that will offend other people. That can be a difficult case to make, but I think it's really important that it is made by people who are not seen in a sense to have their own agendas at play. They are simply advocates for everyone's right to have an opinion and to express it. So I hope that the young people involved in this programme feel empowered by it, more confident at the end of it, and will be able to argue the case effectively as a result.
I do think we're at a particular moment where people's impressions of wider human rights, but freedom of expression in particular, people see it as something for a small minority. They see it as something that doesn't involve them. So I think it's about making the case for the fact that it's something that affects all of us, that our human rights and freedom of speech are part of what it means about being human, and it's about freedom and justice at the end of the day.